Hi everyone, I'm Yashi from MyCaptain and I welcome all of you to yet another live session organized by MyCaptain in collaboration with Qfuss. And big thanks to the Qfuss team for arranging and coordinating with these amazing mentors. Great, so let's begin the session. Well, now is the time when we welcome the speaker of the evening, Divya Chauhan. Divya is with us today and she'll be joining in a minute. Right. Hi, Divya. How are you?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Let me just.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Divya graduated from Kirorimal College DU and then she went on to work with Scoop Whoop. Following that, she worked with Culture Machine and The Glitch. And then she joined Zomato as a creative copywriter in July of 2019. And well, today's session is going to be on marketing and copywriting. So let's begin marketing and copywriting 101. However, before we begin that, a gentle reminder for you guys. Instead of chat box, why don't you guys use Q&A box for the questions? And if you have any technical queries, you can drop them in the chat box. If you drop your questions in the chat box, we might miss them. So use the Q&A box. And now, without further ado, let's begin. You ready, Divya?
Yeah.
Great. So the first question that I have for you is, tell us something about you, your education, your current position.
Okay, so I did my 12th and my graduation in science and not literature. And so yeah, like after I graduated from Delhi University, I like went on to search for jobs and everything. And like writing was something I knew that I always have it in me, but I did not really give it a shot. Like that you like the subject English in school or you like maths in school, but you don't really pursue that subject when you are like filling up those forms. So I thought that let's give it a shot and so I gave a copy test. I had some blog posts and everything. So I put that up, wrapped it up nicely and then sent it to Skupu. So they pretty liked it and they hired me. Yeah, that was like how it all began. And yeah, like from that time I'm like liking whatever I'm doing because I like you can say the environment and the type of conversations you have when you are working with a creative team. It's pretty different from any salesperson or like anyone else who is from a technical background.
Right. So how has your experience been with Zomato? How does it feel to work there?
I think Zomato is, I would say, very, very different from all the organizations that I've worked for. So initially, I worked for Scoop Whoop and Culture Machine. Both of them are pretty much like similar, like they are content-driven
Right.
websites and post content and videos and everything. Then I moved to Glitch. It was an agency, and now I am working with Zomato. That is a company. Like they produce their own content. It is not something that is picking up from the other say Scoop Whoop does a lot of content from other channels and everything that is trending, but Zomato does it for themselves. Like they do the marketing for the brand and not for everything that is there. So that is the difference. In an agency, like I used to get different brands, but in Zomato I'm just working for Zomato. Like that's what like my aim is. Yeah.
Right. So how's the work culture in Zomato?
Work culture, like I'd say ki there are many plus points and there are only plus points. I say, like I would like, it is one of those companies I would like to work for in the future. Like I see myself spending like 5 years over here, like
Okay.
5 to 7 years, like it is that good. People always listen to you over here. Like I am a copywriter, but if I have like a really good idea for the app, like I am a copywriter, I'm not a product designer or someone who's handling the app or anything related to the tech, anything related to technology and everything, but I can pitch stuff to certain teams. Like I can reach out to like the product manager and ask if this would be a good idea for the app or anything. They can reach out to me and say ki you should try this content. So like basically you can talk to different teams and you can pitch it. Like I'm not just like it is my designation in Zomato, but it is not the only thing that I'm doing over there. I also like design stuff whenever like it's required, and like designers are busy, so I design stuff as well. And like there are other things, like I know how to analyze the data. I know a lot of other things other than copywriting, and that's because like I have the I have like teams are open to whatever I'm saying, and like they are open to whatever I'm trying to say, and like what my pointers are, what is my feedback. Like I can give feedback to the CMO of the company if I have a really good feedback, and I feel that we can incorporate that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is like a really good thing. Like you can speak to anybody. Like if you have a product idea, you like talk to the product team. No matter if you're from the design background or the copy background or like any background, you can always do that. And that is why like you must have heard a lot of people. So a lot of people change their teams as well. Like if I think that I am doing like good things in the product area, they can shift me to the product team if they think that I can do better over there.
Okay.
It is like
Okay.
that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Well, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Tell us more about your roles and responsibilities as a creative copywriter.
As a creative copywriter, see, like firstly, so everything that they want to promote. So copywriting is what it is basically writing that has a business goal. Like we have a goal to achieve through our writing. That is what copywriting is. Agar wo nahi, like if the business goal is not attached to it, you can like consider it as a say a normal. You can consider it like say poetry and fiction and novel kind of stuff. They don't have anything. They don't have a business goal. Like they don't have to. Of course they have to sell books and everything, but they don't have a business goal like a company that has to say drive orders or sell products. So if say Apple or like any other product based company wants to sell something, you have the product, you have the design, you have everything, but if you don't have the right words to describe that product, you will not be able to market that product properly. So that
Right.
is what a creative copywriter does. Also all the creative bit comes from the copywriter. And say like they give us a brief and then you do some research on it. You put some pointers what all you can target for that particular product or an offer. Like if I have to be like Zomato specific, I can say like if I have a really good offer, that they're running on Diwali, how do I market that? Like how can I drive orders through my writing? So that is my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So you've worked as a writer at Scoop and as a creative editor at Culture Machine, and now you're the creative copywriter for Zomato. So
Yes.
were you always interested in the field of writing in a way that you wanted to make it a career? So how did you actually figure out that you wanted to move to this career path? Like you mentioned that you sent your write-ups to Scoop and then got selected, but did you always plan it that way?
No, I don't think I planned it that way because I like opted for life sciences in my graduation and not literature.
Okay.
I wish I had like opted for literature or something, like something related to arts. Like that is like a little mistake, but it's fine. Like it's fine. Everything worked out in the end. So it's all cool.
Right,
Uh,
right.
but the thing is that like I always liked how people like how nicely people speak. Like so if like it is very like I find it very attractive when people like choose the right words in the at the right moment. Like it is one of the most like the best quality a person can have, and if you can like say whatever you want to say in like less words, that is even better.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so that is what I liked about it. And I always used to like read books and everything. And like I always found it interesting how brands are actually वो बोलते हैं ना relatable content. Like they are selling everything but they are connecting with you as well. So the whole
Right.
process, it always fascinated me कि वो कर कैसे रहे हैं, like what is the idea behind it and how do they do it. So it is very interesting कि like a brand like Zomato or like any other brand, I mean, they have their products like all the companies have their products. They have phones, they have TV and everything. But still, there are sometime like you can see that
Divya, I think your video is stuck. Audio as well. Can you guys hear her? Guys, can you all hear her? No? I think it's an internet issue. We'll wait for a couple of minutes for her to join back.
hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Not a problem.
So I was saying like, so how the brand connects with the consumer using the right words and the right language. It was very fascinating. Like you can always. So it is a very good quality when you can say कि like a brand writes something and then you say कि ये तो बहुत relatable है, बहुत relatable है. But the
Right.
process that goes, that is behind it, that is where the actual essence is. You might not be able to figure that, but it is a very long process and they finalize that one line after a lot of feedbacks.
Right. Okay. So, can you walk us through the different job opportunities in these roles that I mentioned and what exactly you need to do in these roles?
Actually, abhi to, like there are a lot of roles, like a lot of them now that the internet is here. Like you have like content writers, and then you have, of course, you have like script writers. Pehle सिर्फ movies में होता था, but now you can like
Right.
do it on the internet as well for OTT platforms and everything. Then you have social media managers. That is like, it is something that is pretty popular these days. And also, like I would like to say ki, all the influencers and all the videos that you see, like try to treat them as marketers. They are trying to market themselves on social media, and like the kind of words they're using, the scripts that they have written, and like the words, like words and everything that they're doing on the internet, they are somewhat like marketers themselves. They are marketing themselves, and like they're considering themselves as a product.
Right.
Everything, I think internet is like, on the internet you have a lot of jobs. Traditionally you can be like, you can like start with being like a copywriter, and then you can move on to like do then content is always there. So if anything that is related to content can be done. Then you can move to script writing. I'm also into script writing. You can be a dialogue writer. But there are a lot of things, like you can write fiction if you like. If you like to write fiction, you can write poetry. You have like platforms like Community and everything that hosts like poetry slams and everything. So it just, you need to find that thing that you like to do in terms of writing. It cannot be everything. It can be like few things. Like I cannot write poetry, but I know how to write articles and do copywriting and everything. So yeah, like you need to find that, you need to find your niche uh, while doing it.
So, can you tell us how marketing and copywriting go hand in hand?
As I mentioned, like you have a product and you want to sell that product by using the right words. So that is like, that is where the link is. You need designers to design design like whatever you want to like get designed for the product, and like you want other people as well to analyze the data and everything. But the copy is, I think, very important. Like all the taglines you see are written by copywriters. All the like all the press releases, all the newspaper articles, and everything that is like there to sell the product is done by a copywriter only. So every copy that you see attached with a product that has a business goal, anything related to a business goal, it has like, they have like certain things attached to it. Like say, they want to drive like 50K orders in 15 days, say, they have a goal attached to it. So when you have a goal attached to copy and the product, so that is the link. Yeah, that is the link between marketing and copywriting.
A lot of our students are interested in writing and copywriting and marketing. So, how do they find and apply and work their way into these internships and job opportunities?
I think like when I was in college, there were internships, but I did not do like any of it because they were like, we will not pay you, we'll just give you a certificate and you can just, brag about that. But there was nothing in it. Like you can do it if you feel like it, you want exposure and everything, but it was for me it was not for me personally. You internships, I think you can always firstly, I think you should have like written something. Like you just cannot say that you are a writer. You need to have something to prove that, right? And say in for like the same thing goes for a designer or anyone like who say design video games. Like what have you done in that field? Like it should show your interest in a particular field. Now if I talk about my hiring at Scoop, um, so I had one blog post, and they had given me a copy test. So those were the two things on the basis of which I was hired. Um, yeah, just the two things, okay. And you need to, of course, like your command over the language matter the most. If you want to do it in Marathi, Gujarati, like you can do it in any language. Doesn't have to be English or Hindi. You can do it in any language. I think regional stuff, we bought, like, like people like that stuff when you talk to them in their language, or in their lingo, you use the same phrases as they do. So that is also like, you need to find those organizations, and um, maybe have a portfolio or something, right? Something that could show your interest in a particular field. I think that would do wonders for you. um, then you can always, I think, what I used to do, so last year when I was not working with Scoop, I did freelance for a year. So during that time, I used to connect with a lot of HRs on LinkedIn. I used to find companies, and I used to find HRs who are related to that companies. So I used to connect with them. So whenever they used to post a JD or something, I was the first one who used to get that notification. So I think you need to connect with the right people, and like do your homework. Like आपको ऐसे ही नहीं मिल जाएगा सब कुछ. You need to do your research, and people who are working for that company, or yeah, like do your research. I think that's the best way to go about it. In terms of yeah, and you need to make a list of companies you want to work for, or you admire the content of the most. Like if you want to do it, and your writing style also has to match the company's tone and how they speak. Yeah.
So what skills are required by enthusiasts in the field of marketing and copywriting?
Skills, I feel like skills, so I don't know, like you need to find that area. Like I like to write fun copies, but I will give you an example. I like to write fun copies. Like you should get a smile on your face when you write, when you see my copies. But there are sometimes, like you do have to write like serious copies, and copies that do the job and are not funny. Hello?
Your video is stuck
Can you hear
again.
me?
Yeah.
I can see you. Fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Uh, so yeah, like skills, I feel like you should have a good command over the language. If you are doing it, like is it
Okay, I think it's an internet issue. At the end of the day, I don't know how many of you guys have left internet, because I have used up 50% of mine, and this is the problem usually. So how's the session going on, guys? Is there something you want to specifically ask her? So just ask away in the chat box. Great. I'm glad, Rashi, you like it. And Divya is here with us.
sorry guys, I don't know what's wrong
No
with my
problem.
internet, but I think it's everyone's story. आजकल
Right.
यही है.
Right.
So wherever we skills,
This,
yeah,
yeah.
skills. yeah, so you should have a good command over the language for sure. मतलब वो नहीं होगा तो नहीं चलेगा. And
Right.
with good command over the language, I mean, like you don't have to use the toughest words, you know, the most complicated words that are out there. Of course, vocabulary matter करती है, but it doesn't matter a lot. It matters how you, like, if I give you a sentence, how can you say it in 5 different ways? So that is where the creativity lies, you know. Like it doesn't lie in complex sentences, it lies in how differently you can say that thing, you know, in 5 ways or say 10 ways. So I used
Right.
to do this exercise when I started writing. I used to like pick one line, I used to write it differently in like many ways. uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so that is like a skill. Like personally, I like short and crisp sentences. I do not like lamba lamba sentences. Like it you know, like I get pissed off like when I see like really long sentences. So like you have to see that like when a person is reading your copy, you know, he or she should get it in one go. He should not say कि ये क्या लिखा है. You know, it doesn't
Right.
happen that, and that
Right.
is why you are a copywriter and that person is not a copywriter, because you know
Mm-hmm.
like what will work for that person who is reading your copy. So yeah,
Right.
skills, I feel that like I said, that you need to know what the other person or what your audience wants.
Mm-hmm.
You need to analyze the audience, you know, like so like Zomato ka base alag hai, then if you are from a company say Qfuss that makes video as well, uska base alag hai. So all of
Right.
these, like you need to find that target audience and you need to know like what works for them and what doesn't work for them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, what works for them and what doesn't work for them, and also like how do they react when you like put a certain word in front of them, you know.
Right.
uh, Also apart from that, yeah, I mean that's it. And just I would like to say, just when you write now, your thing is not perfect in one go. You have to write, rewrite, edit, proofread,
Mm-hmm.
like edit some words out to make it crisper. um, um, do like proofread it again, so it has like layers, you know. Like get feedback from people you think whoever like a who observe really well, who you think observe really well, who have like really good observations when it comes to people and other things.
Okay.
Like get feedback from them and like put your stuff out there. I think that's the best way to go about it. Like if you have a joke, just put it out there. If like 10 people liked it, that's also good. Yeah, like 10 people are laughing because of you and they like your content. I think that's like good enough
Right.
reason to start writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are there any software or tools that you use for these jobs? Can you tell us about some industry specifics?
So earlier, like when I was not the thing is with English is that you keep learning. Okay, like you are not
Yeah.
perfect at any point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you need to know you need to know what all like what the issues are with your writing, and like are you repeating your words or anything. So earlier like ऐसा कुछ software नहीं है, you are just writing, you just need Google Docs or your notes section in your phone, you know. You
Right.
just have to write. But if you want to correct something, if you want to learn something, I think you should have some like software like Grammarly or something. Like they correct your thing, they underline it, and you know, like it shows you like what the problem is. It describes everything why you should use is over here instead of are. So
Mm-hmm.
even like those minor errors, it spots those errors. Then of course, like you can always use a blogging website if you want to blog, or you know, like basically if you don't have a portfolio, you haven't worked for any company, but you want to put your stuff out there, like तो आप कैसे करोगे? You will need a platform. So I think WordPress is pretty good. Then you have medium.com, that is
Right.
also really good. Of
Mm-hmm.
course social media handles to best hai. Like if you can put your content, because everyone is like, so whenever you know, when a company hires you, especially in a creative field, they always check your social media handles ki aap, like what you put out there, like
Right.
what kind of content you interact with. So I think
Mm-hmm.
social media तो बहुत सही है. Like if, and like you can do anything. If you're a designer, you can put out your design. If you're a writer, you can put out your writing. If you do something else, you can do that also. It is all about connecting with the people who are around you, and that way you can also analyze your audience कि आपके 500 followers में कितने लोगों को क्या पसंद आता है, you know.
Right.
So that is also there, so you can do that. Yeah. Also like a very like I would give you a really nice fact over here, that many people I know in Zomato have been hired because of their social media handles, because of
Okay.
the additional pages they're handling, because of the additional stuff they're doing apart from their
Mhm.
job. Like,
Okay.
I cannot take any names here, but there are many of them, that have been hired because of something, because they were doing something different out there. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Before we move to the next question, guys, please, instead of raising your hands, just type your questions in the Q&A box. Okay, great. So the next question that I have for you, Divya, is do you have any apps or websites that you would want to recommend to our mentees so that they can get started in the field of marketing and copywriting?
I think marketing, marketing is a very broad term. If you like,
All right.
if I have to describe it, like there are many things I cannot tell you about all the tools out there, but you
Mhm.
can, yeah, like I said, ki just copywriting, it's more of a creative field, so you can just put your content out there, and you, if you think one platform is better than the other, you should do that. Like, if your content is working better on Twitter and not on Instagram, I think you should use Twitter, because you are understanding the audience better over there instead of Instagram, because it is very different. Other
Right.
than this websites, like there's no such website. Like, if you want to read about it, you can always research on different marketing campaigns that are out there and what made
Mm-hmm.
them work.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I read a really good quote like yesterday. It said ki, like, you can have a lot of ideas, but ideas that actually spread, they win. Like, what are ideas for? Ideas are there so that you can market those ideas. Like, you ऐसा नहीं होगा कि you have a really good idea, you want to put it in your brain, like you want to keep it in your brain. You want to market that idea because you think that it will work for like something or the other. So ideas that spread, they win. you know Ideas that are there in your head or there in your notes or your Google Docs and are not out there in front of the public, they will not win. Yeah.
Right.
So there's no app for that. There's no, like, I would like to say it again, there's no app for that, but I think you should just like start writing, man. Like, if you want to be a writer, just start writing. अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है, just go forward with it or pivot, like do something else in the field of writing only. You know.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you suggest our mentees apply for an internship or job at Zomato?
At Zomato,
Yeah.
I think for internships, like it is always there on the company website. Right now, I don't think they're hiring. They're hiring some in the product team, I guess, and the tech team, but
Okay.
they're not hiring any creative copywriter.
Okay.
But you can always, like, we get a lot of, as a random cold emails, like what cold emails are. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
the job posting is not there and you're just sending your email, you're just sending your portfolio or your CV so that it gets recognized. And even if like the vacancy is not there, you might get hired. Like, if your CV is that good or your
Mm-hmm.
portfolio is that good. If you're that
Right.
talented, even if the vacancy is not there, you can get hired. So we get a lot of cold emails like that. And yeah, matlab, it is always there on the website. Like I said, please connect with relevant people on LinkedIn or any other like channel, wherever you can connect with them. Have something to show, have something to talk about. When you will go in an interview, they will want to know about yourself, like you, and your work, and what have you done. you know they will want to know कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, and why you should will you fit in or not. So you need to, like, basically wrap yourself up in a really nice wrapping paper, and
Mm-hmm.
like present yourself in a really good way when you go there.
Okay. Okay. Lovely. I think that's it for my questions. Let's take up some of the mentee questions. We have a couple of questions for you. Um, okay. So, what did you send the Scoop Whoop people? What is that one thing that you think got you in Scoop Whoop?
um, I- like, I have my copy test as well. It's pretty horrifying, but it was fine. According to 2016, it was pretty sarcastic and pretty good and pretty funny.
Okay.
But I think the blog post was one of the things. Like, it was not something that defined my hiring. I think it was my
Mm-hmm.
copy test, because that was more along the tones of the brand. uh, like it was funny, it was a bit sarcastic. The blog post that I had written, it was just one, by the way, and it was like pretty serious. It was like, it was an abandoned school that is like behind my
Okay.
house. So it was
Okay.
about that. It was pretty serious, and the fun and the stuff that I wrote in my copy test, that I think that's what made it work. And also the interview. It was a 2-minute interview, by the way, after
Okay.
that copy test. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Jocelyn Priya is asking how and where to study copywriting.
Study copywriting.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, like it is not something that you can study really. A lot of people do, like they have a degree in literature, or they do journalism or advertising.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Over there you have like courses for, like, it is not, copywriting is not something you can graduate in, like you can graduate in English literature, or you can do PG
Right.
in your, say, journalism and advertising. So it is not something that you can learn, but you can like definitely like do all these courses, and it will not fully teach you copywriting. I think it will teach you other stuff as well, that I cannot tell you everything in this video, but I think it will teach like other stuff as well, like how I talked about like analyzing the audience and everything. It will also teach you how to make videos and video scripts and everything, how stuff
Okay.
works in advertising or journalism, how is it in
Mm-hmm.
TV or radio, or like how writing is done on different channels, how writing is done in different fields, say tech ho gaya, then you have like infotainment, you have entertainment, you have news. So they're going to teach you everything. You need to see, after you do, like after you pursue that degree, you need to see आपको copywriting में आना है या नहीं,
Right.
because you will have a lot of options after that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Anvaya is asking, how do you choose a job where you work on the client side versus agency?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I think she's trying to ask, how do you choose a job where you work uh,
Mhm.
client side versus the agency?
How do you choose that?
Yeah. How do you choose a
Uh,
job like that?
how do you choose a job? The client side in agencies, basically that's handling the clients. Okay, like the
Right.
client side gives the client servicing person, it will give me the brief, the creative person, and then I
Mm-hmm.
will execute that brief. That creative copy, or that everything will go to the client servicing person. Then that client servicing person will say, will send it to the client, then it will get
Mm-hmm.
approvals, get feedback, और वो ऐसा change चलता है, you know.
Okay.
So I am so client servicing person is basically the mediator between the creative person and the client, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So
Yeah.
if I give you an example, when I was working in Glitch, I had a client servicing people to take care of any issue that I had with the brief or anything, and if I wanted to talk to the client or not. But now that I'm working for the company, I am the client, and there are some agencies that we work with. So if
Okay.
you're working with a company that is making its own content,
Mm-hmm.
so suppose Zomato is marketing only for themselves, but Glitch was doing stuff for, say, Lakme and Netflix and like all these other brands. So an
Mm-hmm.
agency has a lot of brands, but if you are working for one particular brand, you are on the client side. Are you getting like what I'm
Okay.
trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is, how do you make an attractive portfolio to send to the potential employers?
Attractive, I think it should be, see, if it's copy वगैरह ठीक है, but if the portfolio doesn't please your eyes, like so it is said that it was like somebody did a research and said ki an average person like sees a CV for about 6 seconds, 5 seconds, and if you cannot grab his or her attention in 5 seconds, how will you get that job, right? But if
Right.
it's like nicely done, nicely put, if the font is like readable, if it is like the alignment is proper, and if it designed properly, like you don't have to be as a like ज़्यादा नहीं करना है design में, but if you can add some elements that makes it presentable, I think वो आपके favor में काम करता है, so you
Okay.
need to
Yeah.
have some yeah, like it has to please the person's eye. वो दिन में just imagine his side of doing things as well. वो बंदा 50-60 CV देख रहा है दिन में, you know, he or she is like seeing the same white PDF page, you know, 60 PDF pages, white pages with like black text on it.
Yeah.
But there comes like one PDF page with like a really good design and really good you know, like something really attractive. I think वो 10 सेकंड के लिए भी पढ़ लेगा उसको, if there's something like really good design or like something
Okay.
heading, or maybe a really good heading like a 3-4 word thing that you have written on the top of your CV or anything. You can always like research all these things. There are like multiple like references for creative portfolios. Just type best creative portfolios and you'll find it on the internet. सिर्फ वीडियो मत देखो, just do some job for yourselves also, guys. Like, you know, you need to research कि क्या चलता है क्या नहीं चलता है.
Okay, okay. So the next question that we have is, what is that companies like Zomato looks while hiring marketing and advertising employees?
Advertising is not there in like, no, I think we have ad sales, but it's okay. Like I know what he or she is trying to ask. So just see. So I will tell you one thing. Like whenever you are applying for a creative type of a job, the person on the other side is also from the creative field, and
Right.
he or she, मतलब वो आपसे थोड़ा बहुत तो ऊपर होगा, you know, like if you are like going there for a job and that is the person who is analyzing your stuff, तो थोड़ा बहुत like he knows the world better than you, he knows the creative world better than you, so you need to show him something जो उसको नहीं पता, you know, or like something that he or she hasn't seen, or something like really funny copy, or like something, मतलब कुछ like you have to stand out. There are like hundreds of content creators now. Like if you open the
Right.
internet, और बहुत सारे लोग हैं. How are you going to stand out? That is like like you need to find out about yourself कि आप क्या अलग कर रहे हो चीज.
Right.
As far as what the other person sees, yeah, तो वो that's what I was trying to say कि वो creativity ही देख रहा है. He or she is seeing how are you doing things differently, you know, what can you bring to the table जो अभी organization में नहीं है, you know.
Right.
If
Right.
something is already there, like if I can write funny copies, and if you cannot write better than me, why would my senior hire you, you know, like,
Right.
so you need to know what all stuff you are bringing to the table. आप company में क्या change लाओगे? What are the problems that you are going to solve in that company? How are you going to help the company through your skills and talent? So those are the things you need to analyze before you like sit in an interview or like talk to anybody. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, considering all this that you've told us, what is the average salary one can expect?
I think like I'll be honest, like the average salary like at Zomato, or like generally for like a copywriter, or
Generally, for a copywriter.
generally for like honestly, like it's not much, uh, but when you like when you get really good at something, because it is a very, like the graph goes like this, okay, you will obviously get better, like you will obviously be better, like after 5 years or 3 years you will not be the same person that you were at 21, and the way you
Right.
were writing at 21, you know, like you will be different, your writing style will change, you will find more things that you find interesting, that you want to write about. So all that is going to change, and that is what defines you, your skill set and your salary structure as well. So
Okay.
like once you are good at it, once you find that niche ki, like what are you good at, you can make, like copywriters make like millions and millions of dollars, like, you know, once they know what they are good at. But if you're just confused and you're writing about this as well and that as well, it is not going to work this way, because the other person knows what you're good at, okay, like your senior knows कि आपके plus points कहाँ हैं और आपके minus points कहाँ हैं. So like make your pluses like double pluses, I'd say. Like work
Okay.
on what you are good at. Yeah.
Okay, so we have this another question, and she's asking, how do you go about devising a campaign?
A campaign, actually, like if it's a 360-degree campaign, like it's going to go on digital as well, or radio or TV.
Mm-hmm.
It is, suppose like we are launching an ad, okay, like you will need everything on every channel, uh, wherever we are, wherever say Zomato is, like we are on Facebook, Twitter, so uh, all the social media handles, OTT, TV, radio. So all the platforms, like if it's 360 degree, like you, of course, you have to start with a brief. Then I think the toughest part of devising a campaign is coming up with an idea. Like if your idea is not
Right.
concrete, like you need an idea. अब खाना, the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that खाना तो सब बेच रहे हैं ना. If I talk about Zomato, everybody is delivering food. I can deliver food from my home, but what is it about
Right.
Zomato that is different? So they need to like come up with that idea, and that is why you see like different types of themes in every advertisement, or anything that you see on say Netflix. They have a lot of movies. अब हर movie love story होने लगी, तो it's not going to work that way, right? So they need to find new themes for that. So that is
Mm-hmm.
the toughest part. And then you like start doing that, like you start like jotting down everything for every channel, and then you start coming up with copies. The idea behind all the copies remains the same, that is your umbrella theme. After that you start writing, and then
Okay.
there are a lot of changes, there are a lot of feedbacks, and then you lose your mind, and then you write like more copies.
Okay. Okay. So, what should a content writer do and not do while writing?
um like although like it's not that big of a deal for me, you should not make mistakes while writing, because a copywriter is someone like people come to, when they want. So you are an expert in your like language, whichever
Mm-hmm.
language you're writing in. So if you are going to like make mistakes, तो कैसे चलेगा फिर, So sometimes what happens is like in other companies, this used to happen a lot. Um, People used to write something themselves, and then they used to come for copy check. कि इसको एक बार check कर लो. So everybody thinks that they can write, but if you have like a certain goal attached to it, you just cannot write like that. कि ऐसा दो line लिखनी हो
Right.
हो गया. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so don't make mistakes. As far as copywriting is concerned, um, like write short sentences, use simpler words, I would say. Just imagine a person sitting in Bombay might get it, might get your pun, or like if you're writing a really funny line, वो
Mm-hmm.
बॉम्बे में या दिल्ली में बैठा हुआ बंदा समझ जाएगा. बट if that copy is going to somebody in a region where they don't understand puns, or they are not that good with English, you have like cities, you have tier 1 cities, you have tier 2
Right.
cities, then comes tier 3 cities. So
Mm-hmm.
if the same communication is going to all of them, they're not going to understand it. So for that, you need to like be like I said, for CVs, like it should be easy to your eyes, it should be easy on your eyes, like whatever you see, it should like make you feel good, or like make you smile, just using the simple words, like you can do it, it is not that easy. For instance, say 2020 theme hai, like if 2020 is a theme, how can you like say stuff for somebody sitting in Chennai, and somebody sitting in say Punjab? The sentiment is different over there, so you need to
Right.
analyze what's working and what's not working. Maybe it's like the city is under lockdown in Chennai, but it is not in Haryana, so you cannot say the same stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to analyze all that, and it comes with experience. But I would suggest that the next time you are consuming content, like you're watching a video, don't just consume content, just see what's working for that. Why is it getting views? What is the marketing strategy behind it? Are they using the right words? Like what is it that's working for them, that is not working for easy egg. Somebody made a video about say 2020 lockdown, one of them got 40 views, the other one got 40 million views. There's something that is working for the 40 million one, right? So you
Right.
need to analyze all that if you want to like understand what marketing is. Another example, if you want to like listen to it, TikTok पर when TikTok was here, a lot of people said कि cringe content है, you know, a lot of people used to say that, but there were content creators that were actually getting 15 million views on one
Right.
video. There was something that was working for them. There was something that they were doing right and others were doing like in a wrong way. So you
Yeah.
need to analyze what's working for them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you decide that you want to work for an agency or you want to work for, say, a company like Zomato?
You don't decide things like that. I just feel that
Okay.
like you see, okay, creativity का क्या है, you see कि आपको किसका content पसंद आ रहा है, you know.
Okay.
I might not like some companies and I don't like some companies and their content, you know, but uh, agency may, like if you want to like be on your toes and work for several brands at the same time, I would suggest you should like opt in for an agency. It's not an easy life for sure. You know, you will have like 4 brands or 3 brands under you and you will be managing everything for them. Of
Right.
course you'll have other people in your team, you know, like so in Glitch I had Magnum ice cream and Tresemme and like one other brand, and I used to like be on and off on other brands as well, like Stay Free and all, and you know, like book my show and everything. So I was doing a lot of stuff. Now the shampoo brand will not talk like an ice cream brand, so that was
Right.
a challenge for me. So I had to write copies, जो like दोनों के लिए copies लिखनी है. So how should I do it? That's where my skill set actually like went थोड़ा ऊपर, because I was able to do 2 kind of things using the same brain, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So it prepares you for that. So ad agency experience is nice if you want to like work on like different kinds of brands at the same time.
Okay. Okay. So, when you're starting with content writing or say copywriting, is it important to develop a niche and a tone of writing, or should you just take whatever opportunities you get?
I think niche is something you find out over a period of time. It is just like it is not something uh, that you know. If you know it, then it's good. But I didn't know it. Like, you know, ki mera, like where my interest lies. Uh,
Okay.
you
Okay.
might not like pop culture. You might like writing about mythology. You might not like sports. But you might like makeup or, you know, like fashion related stuff. Uh, so it is not important at the start, I would say, because you'll find it over a period of time. So you should
Okay.
just like go with the flow. Like if you're getting a job and if you're like getting exposure out of it, and if you are like getting a chance to work with a lot of different things, I would say. अगर आप ज़्यादा चीज़ों के साथ काम करोगे, you will be able to know what is working for you and what you like, instead of
Right.
saying कि मुझे सिर्फ fashion में ही जाना है. If you want to go, that is fine, but if you don't know, like if you're confused about yourself, write like 3 articles about fashion. If you like fashion, write 1 article about tech. You know, you will cover everything. You will learn something from the tech bit as well that you can use for your fashion thing. So that is the best thing about it. So you can take up like different fields and write about them.
Okay. Okay. So that was about copywriting. This next question is about content writing, and this person is
Yeah.
asking, what is a blog and how to become a blogger?
What is a blog? A blog is something basically if you are pouring your thoughts out, like if you're pouring your thoughts, you know, on a piece of paper or anything, like you can be a lifestyle blogger. Lifestyle bloggers kya hote hain? They talk about lifestyle and everything. You know, they like it is not like, so you are writing what you like. That is a blog. That is your blog. You know,
Okay.
I can put up like it is not something that is um like that has a defined set of you know, range key. I will write only poetry, or I will write only fiction, or I will write 4 lines. You, if you have a blog, you can write like 1 line as well. Like if you think that you have written 1 line, that you can post that as well. It is your blog. Do whatever you like, you know. It is basically a collection of your writings, you can say.
Right.
Yeah, like people used to have diary. Blog is an online version of it. You are just putting something online, okay?
Okay.
You're putting things out there for people to see, and you can publish it also. Like you can put it on your Instagram, put that link on your Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
or like all the other social media handles, so that other people can read it. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So our next question is, how do you analyze your skill sets for copywriting? How do you decide if you're good at it, or is there any scope for improvement? Is there any platform which can help?
I think like nobody is perfect and nobody is gonna get perfect. You know, like you are always learning when it comes to copywriting.
Right.
Sometimes, like when you see a really good copy and you know that it is relatable, you feel
Mm-hmm.
कि आपके दिमाग में क्यों नहीं आया? You know, that is the worst feeling. Like you could
Okay.
have come up with that. You are also from the same field, but you're not able to do that for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. So skills are something like that can be developed over a period of time. uh, like don't judge yourself with zyada. That's what like my suggestion will be. Just go with
Okay.
the flow and write what you want to write. Just keep learning, okay? Just don't say कि हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि you will say कि you know हो गया, like I am मतलब मैंने achieve कर लिया जो करना है अभी. I will not do anything else for my copy or the way I write. You are always
Okay.
learning. You are always finding out like new formats or new structure. जैसे
Mm-hmm.
meme formats होता है ना, there's no perfect meme. You see like new memes every day. It is just like that. You come up with new things every day. It is a
Mm-hmm.
learning process. It is not going to stop.
Okay, okay. So we have a very interesting question here. This mentee is asking, what is the hierarchy like? Is the marketing manager the decision maker about everything around the campaign?
um I think in some companies, like for an agency, of course it's the client. Okay, the client will
Mm-hmm.
like client is your god, and jab tak wo approval nahi dega, you have to keep making changes. But when it
Right.
comes to companies like Zomato or any like like basically a standalone company, you know, that is doing their own
Mm-hmm.
content and everything. uh, Hierarchy, of course, like somebody has to take a call at the end of the day,
Right.
but I feel like you can always put your foot down if you feel your copy is like really good. Like you have to say it. Like if you are feeling it from inside कि ये बहुत अच्छा लिखा है मैंने, and a lot 90% of the time people will be like कि um, you know, like this is not funny or this is not quirky. But everything doesn't have to be quirky, you know, like you go to
Right.
work and not work. So the thing is that the yeah, so somebody has to take a call, yes, but when you are writing the copy, when you are in the initial stages, you can always like put your foot down and say ki, this is like actually good, I feel it that my copy is good. You can say that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course
Okay.
it will go. Yeah, you will get feedback for sure. You might have to tweak that copy a bit, but the sentiment will remain the same because the theme is, the umbrella theme is the same for the campaign.
Right.
So थोड़े बहुत like adjustment करने पड़ते हैं, but you have to be sure of whatever you're writing. In case anybody asks questions कि आपने ऐसा क्यों लिखा है, or why have you like picked up this format this way, or why have you written this way, you must be like able to explain everything, you know, like why have you used a certain word for this thing or that thing. So that is
Okay.
very important.
Okay. Um, Another question is about fashion communications. This mentee wants to know something you could tell us about writing in fashion communications.
Fashion communication, I remember like doing fashion communication. Okay, I remember like a lot of my co-workers used to work for the brand, a lot of Lakme and you know like all these makeup brands, and they
Mm-hmm.
get to like attend all the fashion shows and everything. And most of them were like really into fashion, and they used to write their own blogs and everything. So fashion communication is, I think, like if you are really interested in that, if you are uh, like if you're a knack for understanding, you know, what's working in the fashion field and everything. Fashion, I feel like a lot of people are doing it. Okay, like everyone is a fashion influencer on Instagram. Almost every second person is a fashion influencer on Instagram, but what will you bring to the table? What is that one thing I should watch you for? I can see 5 ways to wear denim on somebody else's page as well. आप मुझे क्या दिखा रहे हो? Like you need to give me something different that I'm not seeing anywhere else. So communication is also, मतलब fashion communication में it is almost similar, it's just the theme and the field is different, you know. Like you need to understand your audience ki if your audience is more into say boho clothing or more into like modern clothing or traditional clothing or you know other kinds of stuff. So you need to analyze everything. It like everything is the same, I feel, you know, like if you pick up any field, everything is the same. It's just how you analyze your audience and the content that you want to work on. You need to figure that out, वरना नहीं चलेगा.
True. So we want to know the specific differences between content writing and copywriting.
Content is like content, it has a goal. For instance, if I am writing an article, of course I want shares, you know, I want people to share it because I've written something, you know. But it is subtle, like the business goal is quite subtle in that it is not directly out there, you know. Like I will not say ki share my article, or like at the end, you know, like how you say ki you give those links, you give those social media links if you want to share that article, but you will not say it directly. So in content writing, the objective is of course to get shares and you know get your stuff marketed, but it is quite subtle. You put it subtly, but in copywriting, it is out there. CTA is call to action. Call to action, it has to be there. If I talk about Zomato, we want orders. We will say order now after everything. So it is that direct. हमें orders चाहिए, and that is what the company is about, right? It is a food delivery service. So orders नहीं आएंगे तो business कैसे चलेगा? But content writing में ज़्यादा subtle हो जाता है. We do have blogs for Zomato. So if you go to the blog, that is content writing. Over there, we are not seeing order now. We are just telling you about what we are doing at the company and what all like measures we are taking for say for safety during COVID-19. What all we have done for Assam floods. What all we are doing for our riders and everything. So that is content writing. But if I am sending an email to you saying like this is the theme and this is like we have like you know multiple we have wide range of cuisines and you should order something else today, like why order like pizza every day, order biryani today. So usme the call to action is like pretty direct, ki order this, order that. But on our blog page it won't be like that.
Okay. So this very interesting question again. How many other copywriters are there in Zomato, and is there any famous
Please continue.
is there any famous copy that you have written that we might have heard of?
I cannot there are other copywriters in Zomato, and we like I think we keep hiring, you know, as and when the requirement like we have the requirement. So we keep hiring copywriters, and you will be glad to know a lot of people do. As I said, I also design stuff sometimes, you know. I'm learning a design software, and it is not the only thing that I do. So a lot of people also like they write copy. Like they are not copywriters, but they do write copy. I have designers in my team. I have art directors in my team. I have other data people in my team. All of them come up with something or the other that we take inspiration from. I, as a copywriter, take inspiration from something that a data analyst has written. So just imagine that's how open people are in Zomato, you know. So yes, there are other people, there are other copywriters as well, but there are other people as well who are not copywriters but are writing copy. You know, they suggest something and they suggest like really interesting stuff sometimes. Yeah, that's it. What was the other copy? Any of my famous copies? So I keep sharing whatever people share about what I'm writing on LinkedIn or you know like on my Instagram and everything. So there are many. There's no like I cannot show you right now, but you can always like go to my LinkedIn and check other stuff. So we do like different kind of stuff. So I write say push notifications and I write emails. I did bus branding in some cities. like that is also there on my profile. So we wrote some really like interesting copy. We wrapped those buses up with some really interesting copy and like food shots, and there was a clear call to action: key order from Zomato. You know, so that kind of stuff we do. We have hoardings, like we do stuff for hoardings, that is like BTL. Then we do digital things, like all of, like you cannot spot all the things that I have done, but you can always like go to my profile and see, because I keep sharing. I like it when, and I especially like it on LinkedIn, because people like to analyze stuff as to why I have written the way I have written. Like if I have written this line this way, what was the purpose of it? It was sent
Okay.
at, if it was sent at 4 p.m., why was it sent at 4 p.m.? Why not 6 p.m.? So there is a purpose behind everything that we do as a person in a marketing team. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Uh, this other question we have, Mihika is asking, Zomato is known for its impeccable marketing and branding strategies. So, what does Zomato strive for when it is building its marketing strategy?
Of course, the idea is to like get more engagement, and the marketing का क्या होता है, like engagement चाहिए होता है ना तुम्हें. You
Right.
need more engagement, and we as a food delivery service, we need orders as well. So like whenever we are doing any campaign or anything, of course the goal is to get orders, but it also like we need to complement the tone of the brand as well. Like I cannot go all out and talk about uh, like anything at all. Like I cannot, we need to find, try to find like certain things that we can uh, basically marry Zomato with. Suppose if 2020 is an emotion, okay, how can I relate it with food? If Apple is going to launch its phone, how can I relate it to Zomato or food? You must, like, if you guys follow Zomato on Twitter, you must have seen that, like, so when Apple launched its phone, I think around 12 in the night, like 12:30 in the morning, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
we had a post ready, and we were the first one to post that
Okay.
on Twitter. Yeah. So whenever it happens, like you have an Apple event, okay, you already know that it's gonna happen. For instance, you have Diwali. You will have a Diwali campaign. So वो चीजें होती है, like you need to spot those trends, okay. Suppose if Sacred Game का trailer आया है, like everybody's talking about it. How can we relate it with Zomato? So you pick
Yeah.
up something that is already trending, and you try to incorporate that, into your business goal. That
Mm-hmm.
will give you your business goal, and it becomes
Okay.
relatable or shareable for people.
Okay. Okay. So, Divya, I think that's about the questions. Before we move forward, guys, I'm sharing a feedback form in the chat box. Do fill the feedback form. And thank you so much, Divya, for coming here, for giving us so many insightful tips. And it was a really amazing session. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And
Yeah.
thanks a lot to everyone present here. Thank you so much for joining. And please do fill the feedback form before leaving. And I once again thank the Qfuss team for arranging such amazing mentors for us. You can check them out at www.qfuss.com. Thank you so much, Divya. It's been a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you here.
Yeah, thanks to you too for hosting an amazing session. I hope all of you like had a really good one over here, and it
Yeah,
was
we
not
did.
boring as well. Yeah.
We did. Also, could you please share your LinkedIn ID and maybe your email address with the mentee so that they can connect with you after the session?
Yeah. Where can I do it? Should I like put it on
Uh,
chat?
yeah, in the chat box. Meanwhile, Divya is sharing her IDs. Could you please fill the feedback form? Tell us what kind of sessions you would like us to organize in the future. And thanks a lot, Divya. It was a pleasure, and I hope we see each other again.
Yeah, bilkul. Yeah, sure.
Great. So
It was amazing. It was amazing, guys.
yeah,
If we
thank
do
you
it
so
again,
much.
like please bring in more questions, and like all the queries. And you can always like hit me up on LinkedIn or any other social media handles, or even on my email if you want to like take the traditional route. You know,
Yeah.
if you have any questions on portfolios as well, I'm feel free to ping me on LinkedIn. I
Okay.
would be happy to help you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Divya.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for attending. Before you guys go, do fill the feedback form. And I think that's it for the night. Great.
All right,
Goodbye.
guys.
Good night.
Good night. Have a good night. Yeah.